All right, good afternoon. We are ready to go. Take it to 6 o'clock, and we will kind of hit the ground running here. I'm going to ignore what Evan just came in and told us because it really does solidify that Roberto's a complete idiot. But we just – I'm not doing it because I don't – if we do, there'll be no coming back for Roberto. Let me just offer you this because here's the only thing I take out of this team beating the Mets and sweeping the Mets. I'm 3 or 4 starts away from being able to trade Erod. There it is. Like, I'm sorry, all right? I'm not going to spit shine a turd. This baseball team stinks. Great, you swept a bad Mets team. Congrats. You're 13-17. Erod is on a 5-game stretch with an ERA basically under a half.
Yeah.
A whip just north of a half. He's going deep into games, 7 or more innings, 3 of the last 4 starts. So here's the deal. He's going to opt out. If he pitches well for you, he's opting out. So I'm setting the market if I'm Scotty Harris, and I'm doing it in early June. Why? The earlier I trade him, the more value he has to other teams because, wait for it, he's going to opt out. Him pitching well for you does nothing for you. He won't be here. He's opting out. So, yeah. I mean, Rico, that's the only thing I can really get into.
Yeah, that it helps you in gathering some more players to really reset this rebuild. Team. Yeah, because you may be able to get 2 or 3 young players. You're right. You get because if you make the trade now, you got them for over half the season.
Right.
You become a part of your staff, and you just kind of go for broke.
If he can give me 3 of his next 4 starts, not being today, you can't expect 8 innings of shutout, 2-hit baseball. But if he can continue to pitch strong, 3 of the next 4 or 4 of the next 5, and I can get to June. Yeah. I mean, guys, if you think that's a dark opinion, fine. But I live in reality. He's not staying here if he pitches well. He's going to opt out and make double the money. So, Scotty Harris, yeah, I want Scotty Harris to show us he's the killer we know he is. And if you think, oh, but we finally have a good pitcher, why would we trade him? You trade him because you suck.
Right.
Because you have nothing.
You trade him because he's not going to re-sign here.
That's it.
So, get something for him. Do not ride this to the bitter end.
No, because, again, if I'm repping him, pitching is thin in this league. If he puts out a year where his ERA is anything close to a 3, forget a 2, a 3 in the AL on this team, you're out.
Right.
He'll be able to go on the open market and make $25 a year.
I mean, yeah, you're right. It's the ultimate audition. Like, wait, you play for the Tigers and you did that? Wow.
Right. And again, this is the hard part about a team that's nowhere near ready to win anything of consequence. So, yeah, I mean, I no, I'm not going to jump up and down because it's the big picture. They're still one of the 5 worst teams in baseball. The wins don't mean anything. If you want to go granular, okay, Riley Green, 8-game hit streak. Cool. Long way to go before I believe he's a good ball player. Spencer Torkelson, same deal. Well, the Baez thing.
Kind of turning himself around. He's turning into Javi,
good.
Not Harvey.
I wish he was hitting 500 and he'd leave.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
no, actually, you're right.
I hope Javi Baez turns into Ted Williams. But for me, the biggest takeaway is Eduardo Rodríguez could pitch his way into being the only real trade chip you have. I don't think you're moving Alex Lang. You got some team control available to, you can hang on to him. But Erod is really the only thing, Rico. So people may not like that take, but I really don't care. I'm excited he's pitching well because I want to give Scotty Harris a bite at the apple. I want Scotty Harris to be able to go to the market and show me that he's so superior to Al Avila, he can go get a real trade. Now, I mean, Kenny, you're a super Tiger guy. Like, is that a dark opinion or is that just looking at reality?
No, that's the way it's going to be moving forward, is half of these guys aren't going to be. The guys that you like, there's a real shot that they're not going to be here anymore. Erod and Baez, if he turns it around, included.
The Baez is
radioactive. I didn't even think about the Baez thing until he just said it, but you're right.
He's radioactive.
If he keeps this up, then maybe somebody is saying, we'll take him off your hands.
You can put that on the board right there. Wholly untradeable. You'd have to pick up 2/3 of his contract. No offense, but hitting 308, wow, congrats. Your first 2 home runs come in the first week of May. Wow. We need a wet wipe on aisle me.
But if he
just
does this for every game, he'll have 30 by the end of the month.
Erod's the focus for me. Yeah, good. You let me know. He goes on a Sosa McGuire run from April of 98. Javi hits his 20th home run of the month. Maybe. But, I don't expect calls on it. It's not really topical, but there's nothing really to do. They win, they lose, they lose, they win. It doesn't matter. It's all empty. Yeah, they need to develop players. I need Torque and Green to become good, or you develop some bullpen arms. This Justin Henry Malloy kid down at Toledo, eventually I want to see him up here in the second half of this year. That's really all I have. The Erod thing is just what it is. He's the only tradable asset you got. And if I'm a contender and this kid's pitching this way, not a kid, if this guy is pitching this way, hell yeah, I'm targeting him. Because I can still get him a little cheaper because he's going to opt out on me too.
Yep.
But I'll do it.
Yeah, you flip him for 2-3 young prospects. It's worth it if you're going for broke.
That's all they got, man. It sucks, but that's the reality of it. I think that's the only trade chip. So, look, Erod, I hope he continues to pitch this way. And if we get into June, I'm just telling you, it's where you need to set the market to maximize his value, because I think from the perspective of another team, he's a rent-a-player. Mm-hmm. But you can still do well in those scenarios. David, go ahead. What's up?
I was just about to say, and I'm glad you said it, rental player. So for fans saying, oh, yes, trade him, don't expect a huge return. Just get something for him, right?
Oh, you can get something good. It's just
decent, I'll say.
It's not, well, it could be good. David, listen, if I trade a guy and I'm getting him for June, July,
if you trade
August,
him in June, yes,
September, and the playoffs, you're getting something. Now,
correct.
If they string this out to July
the end
20th,
of the deadline, then you're not getting anything.
Yeah. I think if you set the market, and let's face it, there are not a lot of high-end starters available at the deadline. It's a really hard thing to do.
Right.
Erod on a dollar-for-dollar basis contractually with the opt-out plus with what I would have to give up to get him, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. It would have to be a team that knows we're going to the playoffs, not one kind of thinking.
That's it. Now, again, if you want to start talking wins and losses, this team's got to put 6 weeks of good baseball together. That's, baseball's not like football. You can't win 3 games in a row and start talking about something.
No, but I think a lot of people just feel good because you beat Scherzer and you beat Verlander. And it was a nice day out.
You know what's funny? It's been so long since they've pitched here. It doesn't even feel like anything. Like Verlander, they asked him, Riggs asked him the question the other day about, will you retire a Tiger, et cetera. I get that part. But Max has been gone forever. Justin's been gone forever. There's one guy in this clubhouse that even played with these guys, and he doesn't play.
But that's the sad state of the team, is that that's still really all you got, is you're still living off of what they did instead of looking at what you have here. Because you're right. You now have a pitcher, and you're trying to get rid of him.
But no, I want the young guys to play well. I want Erod to keep pitching well. And I think it'll be interesting because Scotty Harris, it'll be his first real opportunity to play the trade game. And let's face it, it's going to be our fastest way to getting back to real baseball.
So if the Rays pick up the phone, do you deal with them?
No. Hang up on that call. Dude, the Rays are the devil, man. You can't trade with the Rays.
They're sitting there at 25-6, so I think it's safe to say they're probably going to make the playoffs. Hey, Tigers.
You can't trade with the Rays. The Rays
Scotty,
are the Antichrist.
Bubby.
No. Yeah. Hans. No shot, man. Any other team calls, I'm willing to deal with it. Dude, the Rays are scary. Every trade they make, you feel like it works out. All right, David, I'll tell you what. I know I'm up against it. I got a few calls. Can I grab a few here? We good? All right, let's get to the people. We'll go to Garrett, 97.1. What's up, Garrett?
Mikey, I haven't talked to you in a minute. Hopefully you're doing all right, my friend.
Excellent. Nice to hear from you. I know we're short on baseball these days. What's on your mind?
I know. I was going to further elaborate, too. Technically, this would, be the second major move that Harris made. And so far that Soto move he's made, it actually turned out to be quite great because Soto can't hit the broadside of a barn over there in Philly. That's actually turned out to be a decent trade on his end. But I was just calling to see, I guess in my head here, I'm thinking about the true contenders here. Hypothetically, if your Yankees turn it around, mid-level prospects you getting back, like who would be a guy, I guess, you'd be willing to give up as a Yankee fan? Hypothetically, if the Yankees pull off some great run here and basically catapult themselves to the top of the AL East.
Oh, I mean, listen, I'll trade you the whole team at this point. You could take the entire roster. I can't even watch them. I'll give you the, and
I mean,
you
if
can
it's
take
me, man. But Mikey, if it's me, like, am I wrong in thinking I'd want like Austin Wells and maybe like one other guy who's a mid arm?
No, you're not wrong at all. You're not wrong at all.
Okay.
Hey, listen.
Okay.
I will tell you. All right, you want me to separate the whole Yankee thing? I'm so desperate for this team needs hitting. That's first of all. But if you're saying Erod to the Bronx, okay, yeah, I'm giving you 2 top 10 prospects for him.
I mean, I want 2 top 10 hitters and or maybe a mid-end starter. But even then, let's be honest here. People are probably going to say, Mikey, that they don't need to trade him. I mean, basically, you're going to have Skubal and half those guys back anyways the back half of the year anyways. So it's not like you're going to lose much anyways. And let's be honest here. They're probably losing 90 games this year. So, get some hitting.
I mean, you might. Now, listen. I can't speak to it, but like I give an example, Garrett. The Yankees have Volpe at shortstop for what they believe is going to be the next decade. Would an Oswald Peraza do it? I think he's the Yankees' number 4, number 5 prospect. He's somewhere around 60 to 70 in Baseball America's top 100.
Mm-hmm.
That
I would, and me as a Tiger fan, if I'm Scotty Harris, I'd ask for Oswald Peraza first. I mean, I know Volpe's like the golden child, but I would ask for Peraza at least.
But that's my point. It's just one of these deals. Erod's going to opt out. You're not going anywhere this year. This is unfortunately how you have to talk. I hope he pitches really well. We get to June. And you're right. The Soto move, he turned into a pumpkin the minute he went to Philly. Let's give Scotty Harris another swing at the plate. Get him in the trade market. Get a couple pieces. Move the thing forward.
No, I'm just kind of looking. Atlanta has a lot of young arms in their farm.
You are
system.
so selfish.
Wow, Atlanta. I mean,
Rico just wants another privileged trade.
You said no to the Rays, and I'm like, well, it looks.
What about the Pirates? The Pirates on a run. Maybe they continue it and trade them there.
You're done. Stop. Everybody's top right now.
You're saying they're going to not win anymore?
They're not. They're the Pirates.
I know they're not. I'm just naming a team other than the Braves.
All right, here's what we'll do.
They got a lot of young arms. You could probably get 2 young prospects.
In Harris, we trust. This is what we got. But no, look, we'll take some phone calls on it. I'm down to talk baseball. Do deal breakers at 4:15. We have to solve a problem for David. We're gonna have a little football today. We got a derby draw. Lots to do. So we'll get it started. Sun is out. We're good. I think.
Let's just hope it sticks around.
Shut up.